We recognize that Canada and China are going through a challenging moment right now, but that's why having direct conversations is an essential part of how we move forward.
Justin Trudeau in Japan for the G20 summit got what he came for, one-on-one time with Xi Jinping. Trudeau and the Chinese president were seen Friday night talking to each other on the sidelines of the summit amid heightened tensions between Beijing and Ottawa. The two leaders spoke briefly through interpreters before shaking hands. It was the first contact they've had since relations turned icy. But it appears there was no breakthrough. Trudeau said in his post-G20 news conference that the issue of two Canadian men caught in the crossfire was raised in discussions with Xi, but Trudeau said little else about the high-stakes talks.
We're going to continue to work on things that are going to help the Canadians detained, are going to help the relationship and the economic opportunities for Canadians in China and the opportunity to create growth and progress around the world.
Communication has been difficult because the Chinese have indicated they have no interest in speaking with Trudeau and Canadian officials. A diplomatic and trade row was triggered last December after Canadian police arrested senior Huawei tech executive Meng Wanzhou on a U.S. warrant. Michael Kovrig and Michael Spavor have been held in China since Meng's arrest. Beijing later charged them with spying. And in another defiant message to Canada, China unveiled plans this week to halt all imports of Canadian meat. Conservative leader Andrew Scheer wants the Prime Minister to get tough as the dispute between Canada and China drags on with no clear end in sight.
The G20 was the perfect opportunity for Trudeau to meet with Chinese President Xi Jinping, finally stand up for Canada and make clear that there are consequences for arbitrarily detaining our citizens and abruptly blocking our exports.
Trudeau didn't have a formal meeting with the Chinese president in Osaka and was expecting President Donald Trump to try and get through to China in his own bilateral meeting with Xi. But it remains unclear whether Trump made good on this promise.
Anything I can do to help Canada, I will be doing.
Trump didn't mention the detentions of Kovrig and Spavor in remarks made after his meeting.
We didn't discuss, Ms. May. That was not discussed. We did discuss Huawei, but we didn't discuss her situation.
Trudeau says he's confident that Trump discussed the detained Canadians with the Chinese president. Now, Canada had hoped to line up its allies at the G20 to urge China to free Kovrig and Spavor. It's a strategy that Ottawa has relied on to secure the release of the two men. Trudeau's office said it received broad support from European partners on the matter when Trudeau sat down with them.